I am Assistant Professor Milan Patel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today, I will deliver a video lecture on details of wind turbine generators and its comparisons from the chapter number 3, Wind Energy, of the subject Renewable Energy Systems, having a subject code of 3710715 from ME Semester 1 Electrical Engineering Department. Now flow of contents. So first one, wind turbine generator and its types. Then squirrel cage induction generator SCIG, wound rotor induction generator WRIG, doubly fed induction generator DFIG, permanent magnet synchronous generator PMSG, advantages and disadvantages of its all generators, and comparison of them. Now, first of all, wind turbine generator. Now, first of all, what is generator? The conversion of mechanical power of wind turbine into the electrical power can be accomplished by the one of the following types of the electrical machine. So, basic principle of generator to conversion of mechanical power into the electrical power. So now, main types of generators. First one is synchronous machine or synchronous generation generator, and second one is induction machine type generator. So now, first the generators for wind turbines will be synchronous generators, permanent magnet synchronous generators, and induction generators, including the squirrel cage type and wound rotor type. So for small to medium power wind turbines, permanent magnet generators and squirrel cage type induction generators are often used because of their reliability and low cost advantage. Now, induction generators, permanent magnet synchronous generators, and wound field synchronous generators are currently used in various high power wind turbines. So, permanent magnet PMSG and WFSG are currently used in various high power turbines. So these turbines are used in high power application, and this type of turbines are often used for the low power applications. So now types of wind turbine generators. So they are mainly divided in asynchronous or induction type generators, and second one is synchronous generators. So in asynchronous or induction generator, there are main three types of it. First one is squirrel cage induction generator, and its short form is SCIG. Second one is wound rotor induction generator, and its short form is WRIG. And last one is doubly fed induction generator, and its short form is DFIG. Now types of synchronous generator. First one is wound rotor type synchronous generator WRSG, and second one is permanent magnet synchronous generator PMSG. So these are the main types of the wind turbine generators. Now squirrel cage induction generator SCIG. So it mainly consists of wind turbine with SCIG, means squirrel cage induction generator is coupled with this wind turbine through this gear connection. So SCIG is coupled with this wind turbine with gear, and further the output from the SCIG is connected with the soft starter. Soft starter is consisting mainly two anti-parallel switches and one manually connected switch in parallel with each other. Now the output from this soft starter will directly given to the transformer, and this transformer output or secondary is connected to the grid. This capacitor bank is used for improving the power quality which are generated from the SCIG. So this is the basic block diagram of SCIG. As shown in the figure, SCIG is directly grid coupled. The SCIG speed changes by only a few percent because of the generator slip caused by changes in wind speed. Therefore, this generator is used for constant speed wind turbine. So this type of generator is used for constant speed wind turbine applications. The generators and the wind turbine rotor are coupled through a gearbox, and wind turbines based on SCIG are typically equipped with a soft starter mechanism, and an installation of for reactive power compensation is controlled by the capacitor bank. As SCIG is consume a reactive power, SCIG will consume a reactive power. SCIG have speed torque SCIG have a step torque speed characteristics, and therefore the fluctuation in the wind turbine are transmitted directly to the grid. So SCIG have step torque speed characteristics, and that's why the fluctuation in the wind speed is directly affected to the grid power. And in this type of generator, squirrel cage type rotor is used. That's why it is called squirrel cage induction generator. And squirrel cage type rotor is consist of copper bars connected parallelly through a end rings. Now wound rotor induction generator, and its short form is WRIG. So the rotor of this type of generator is wound rotor or slip ring type. That's why it is called wound rotor type induction generator. So this type of induction generator is same as the SCIG, but only the change is the rotor type, and the rotor is squirrel cage rotor is replaced by the wound rotor or slip ring type rotor, and these slip rings of this wound type rotor are connected with the variable resistance for the variable power output. All the other blocks are same as the synchronous induction generator. So we can control the output power by the this variable resistance. So as the speed of this wind turbine changes, so directly power fluctuation is not appear at the grid because of this variable resistance. We can control it by this variable resistance. So the power fluctuation problem of the squirrel cage type induction generator is overcome by this variable resistance in this wound rotor induction generator. Now, last type of induction generator is doubly fed induction generator. In its short form is DFIG. So this is the basic block diagram for the DFIG type induction generator, in which this is the wind turbines is directly coupled with this doubly fed induction generator with by gearbox. Now, the term doubly fed refers to the fact that the voltage on the stator is applied from the grid, and the voltage on the rotor is induced by power converters like AC to DC and DC to AC. So this is the power applied from this power electronics devices. So this system allows a variable speed operation over a large but restricted range. So this type of arrangement can be used for the variable speed operation. Now the converters compensate the difference between the mechanical and electrical frequency by the injecting a rotor current with a variable frequency. Now both during normal operation and faults, the behavior of the generator is governed by the power converter and the controllers. That's why uh, power converter and controllers are used at the same time. That's why it is called doubly fed type induction generator. The power converter consists of two converters, the rotor side converter and a grid side converter, which are controlled independently of each other. Both the converters are controlled independently by the by the each other. So this is the grid side controller and this is the generator side controller. Both are independent from its operation. Now the rotor side converter controls the active and reactive power. So the rotor side converter controls the active and reactive power. So this is the rotor side controller and it will control active and reactive power by controlling the rotor current components, while the line side converter controls the DC link voltage, while the line side controller will control the DC link voltage and ensures a converter operation at unity power factor. In both cases, subsynchronous and oversynchronous, the stator feeds energy into the grid. The DFIG has not necessarily to be magnetized from the power grid. It can be magnetized from the rotor circuit too. So it can be also magnetized from the rotor circuit. It is also capable of generating reactive power that can be delivered to the stator by the grid side converter. In the case of weak grid, there where the voltage may fluctuate, the DFIG may be ordered to produce or absorb an amount of reactive power to or from the grid with the purpose of voltage control. So in this type, DFIG may produce or absorb an amount of reactive power to control the voltage, grid voltage. So it is the main advantages of the DFIG. The converter used in DFIG is back-to-back type converter. The back-to-back converter is highly relevant to wind turbines today. The back-to-back converter is a bidirectional power converter consisting of two conventional pulse width modulated converters. So back-to-back converter is nothing but a bidirectional power converter consisting of two conventional PWM converters. Now the DC link voltage is boosted to a level higher than the amplitude of the grid line-to-line voltage in order to achieve full control of the grid current. And the capacitor between inverter and rectifier makes it possible to decouple the control of two inverters without affecting the other side of the converter. So capacitor is used for bifurcate these two inverter and rectifiers. The power flow at the grid side converter is controlled to keep the DC link voltage constant, and the control of generator side converter is set to suit the magnetization demand and the desired rotor speed. It is concluded that the back-to-back converter is the ones recommended for further studies in different generator topologies. So back-to-back converter is the main part of the DFIG type DFIG type wind turbine generator. Now wound rotor synchronous generator, and its short form is WRSG. The stator windings of the WRSGs are connected directly to the grid, and hence the rotational speed is strictly fixed by the frequency of the supply grid. So by using the frequency of the supply grid, we can we have to maintain our constant speed, which is synchronous speed. Ns is equal to 120 f by p, where f is equal to frequency of the supply grid and p is the number of pole pairs. So the rotor winding is excited with the direct current using slip rings and brushes, or with brushless exciter with a rotating rectifier. So we can supply the or excite the rotor winding by using direct current, slip ring and brushes, or with the rotating rectifier. We can use rotating rectifier as well as for the DC power supply to the rotor side. This is the basic block diagram of the WRSG and PMSG. Uh, PMSG means permanent magnet synchronous generator. Block diagram is same for both the WRSG and PMSG. So this is the wind turbine connected with the PMSG or WRSG with this gearbox, and this is the full scale frequency converter which will control the frequency, and its controlled output is given to this transformer, and this transformer is connected with the grid. So this is the basic block diagram for the WRSG and PMSG. Now, unlike the induction generator, the synchronous generator does not need any further reactive power compensation system because it is operated on the synchronous speed. The rotor winding through which direct current flows generates the exciter field which rotates the synchronous speed. The speed of the synchronous generator is determined by the frequency of the rotating field and by the number of pole pairs of the rotor. And the equation is Ns is equal to 120 F by P. It has the advantage that is it does not need a gearbox, but the price that has to be paid for such gearless design is a large and heavy generator and a full scale power converter that has to handle the full power of the system. So gearless operation requires complicated design and high cost. Now, last one, permanent magnet synchronous generator, PMSG. So block diagram is same as WRSG. In the permanent magnet machine, the efficiency is higher than the induction machine. Efficiency is higher than the induction machine, as the excitation is provided without any energy supply. However, the material used for producing permanent magnets are expensive and they are difficult to work during the manufacturing. So cost is low because there is no need for any external excitation for the rotor side because of the permanent magnet. Additionally, the use of permanent magnet excitation requires the use of full-scale power converter in order to adjust the voltage and frequency of the generation to the voltage and the frequency of the transmission respectively. So this is an added expense for this type permanent magnet synchronous generator. However, the benefits is that power can be generated at any speed so as to fit the current conditions. The stator of PMSG is wound and the rotor is provided with a permanent magnet pole system. Nature of the PMSG may cause problem during startup, synchronization and voltage regulation because of the permanent magnet on the rotor side. It does not readily provide a constant voltage. Another disadvantages of the PMSGs is that the magnetic materials are sensitive to the temperature. So we cannot use it PMSG for higher speed or higher power application because in higher speed application the temperature of the machine is higher, and we know that the magnetic materials are lose their magnetism during the high temperature. Therefore, the rotor temperature of the PMSG must be supervised and the cooling system must be required for maintaining the proper temperature for this type of generators. Now, advantages and disadvantages for all the generator types. So, first one is for SCIG squirrel cage induction generator. Advantages: first, easier to design, construct and control. Robust operation, low cost. Now, disadvantages: low energy yield, no active reactive power controllability, high mechanical stress, high losses on gear. Now for PMSG, permanent magnet synchronous generator, highest energy yield, higher active reactive power controllability, absence of blurs and slip rings, low mechanical stress, no copper loss on the rotor. So maintenance is low because the absent of the blurs and slip rings. Now disadvantage is high cost of permanent magnet material. Demagnetization of permanent magnet during high temperature. Complex construction process. Higher cost of power electronic converters. Higher losses on power electronic converters. Large size. So these are the main disadvantages for the PMSG. Now WRSG, wound rotor type synchronous generator. So advantages of it: high energy yield, higher active reactive power controllability, absence of blurs slip rings, low mechanical stress, and due to absence of the brush and slip ring, maintenance is also low. Disadvantages for it: higher cost of copper winding, higher cost of on power electronics converters, higher losses on power electronics converters, and large size. Now for last one, DFIG doubly fed induction generator. The advantages for it: high energy yield, high active reactive power controllability, lower cost on power electronic converters, lower losses by power electronic converters, less mechanical stress, compact size. Now disadvantages for the DFIG: existence of brush and slip rings, high losses on gear. So these are the main disadvantages for the DFIG. Now performance comparison for the all the four types. So first column is the generator type, second column is energy yield, third one is cost, fourth reliability, grid supportability, and last one is technical maturity. Now for SCIG, energy yield is low, energy yield for PMSG is high, for WRSG medium to high, for DFIG medium to high. So for point of view energy yield, we can use these two, DFIG and WRSG, in the point of view of the energy yield. Now cost wise, SCIG has low cost, PMSG has medium to high cost, WRSG has high cost, and DFIG has medium cost. So again, for the cost wise, we can use DFIG. Now reliability, SCIG has high reliability, PMSG has also high reliability, WRSG also has high reliability, and for DFIG reliability is medium. Now grid support ability, for SCIG it is low, PMSG high, WRSG high, and for DFIG medium grid support ability is there. Now technical maturity for the SCIG is high, for the PMSG medium to high, for WRSG high, and also DFIG have has high technical maturity. So this is the performance comparison of the four types of generators. Now previously asked GTU questions. First one is give the classification of wind energy systems. Also discuss the merits and demerits of the wind energy systems. It was asked in May 19, January 20 for the 7 marks. Next question, write a short note on wind turbine generator and its comparison for the 7 marks. How are wind energy conversion systems classified? Discuss in brief. January 20 for the 7 marks. So this is the previously asked GTU questions. So it is this video lecture is important regarding our GTU examination. I hope you understood it.